Think hitting 200,000 miles is impressive? Wait until you hear about the Toyota SUV that just crossed 1 million miles with its original engine. While most vehicles are headed to the junkyard by 150,000 miles, these Toyota SUVs are just getting started. Today we're diving into the incredible stories of Toyota SUVs that have shocked mechanics and left competitors scratching their heads. And stick around until the end, because I'll reveal the maintenance secrets that can help your Toyota SUV join the 500,000 mile club. The average SUV lasts about 200,000 miles before major repairs start piling up, but Toyota's engineering has created something extraordinary. According to Consumer Reports and real mechanic testimonials, these Toyota SUVs aren't just outlasting the competition, they're redefining what's possible for vehicle longevity. In fact, a recent study showed that Toyota SUVs are 3 times more likely to reach 300,000 miles than any other brand. Let's start with the undisputed king of reliability, the Toyota Land Cruiser. Matt Farah, a well-known automotive journalist, famously purchased a 1996 Land Cruiser with 900,000 miles and drove it past the million-mile mark. But this isn't just a one-off miracle. The Land Cruiser's legendary status comes from its overbuilt design and bulletproof 4.5-liter straight-six engine in older models, and the equally robust V8 in newer versions. What makes the Land Cruiser so special? It starts with Toyota's philosophy of engineering for extreme conditions. Every component is designed with redundancy in mind. The frame is thicker than necessary, the engine is understressed, and the cooling system is oversized. These aren't just marketing claims, they're engineering decisions that lead to incredible longevity. Take John Miller's 1997 Land Cruiser for example. He's put 675,000 miles on his, using it for both daily commuting and off-road adventures. The only major repair, a timing belt replacement at 450,000 miles. My mechanic says the engine internals look like they've only done half those miles, John reports. It's like it's aging in reverse. The 4Runner follows closely behind, proving itself as another Toyota SUV that refuses to quit. Mike Thompson, a certified mechanic with 30 years of experience, tells us he's seen multiple 4Runners roll into his shop with over 400,000 miles, still running strong on their original engines. What amazes me, he says, is how the internal components show minimal wear compared to other SUVs at half the mileage. The 4Runner's success story isn't just about its robust 4.0-liter V6 engine, it's about Toyota's commitment to simplicity. While other manufacturers rush to add complicated turbos and direct injection systems, Toyota stuck with proven technology. The result? A vehicle that can handle decades of use without major mechanical failures. Sarah Martinez's 2003 4Runner tells the story perfectly. With 520,000 miles on the odometer, she's only needed to replace wear items like timing belts, water pumps, and standard maintenance parts. People always ask me when I'm going to get a new car. She laughs. Why would I? This one's just getting broken in. Moving on to the Toyota Sequoia, this full-size SUV shares its DNA with the legendary Tundra pickup. The Sequoia's V8 engine is so overbuilt that it's become a favorite among long-haul drivers. James Wilson, a traveling salesman, put 489,000 miles on his 2008 Sequoia before selling it to his nephew, who's added another 65,000 miles since. What's particularly impressive about the Sequoia is its ability to maintain smooth operation even at astronomical mileages. The transmission, often a weak point in large SUVs, shows remarkable durability. Toyota's decision to use a heavy-duty automatic transmission, similar to ones found in commercial vehicles, pays off in the long run. The Highlander represents a different kind of achievement. As a crossover SUV, it proves that even car-based platforms can achieve exceptional longevity. The hybrid version in particular has shown remarkable durability. Despite the added complexity of the hybrid system, these vehicles regularly surpass 300,000 miles with minimal issues. Linda Chen's 2006 Highlander Hybrid recently passed 425,000 miles. The hybrid battery was replaced under warranty at 150,000 miles, she notes, but otherwise it's been routine maintenance only. This challenges the common belief that hybrid vehicles are less reliable due to their complexity. Now here's what mechanics won't tell you about maintaining these high mileage heroes. The secret isn't just following the maintenance schedule, it's about understanding the critical intervals that Toyota engineers built into these vehicles. First, forget the 7,500-mile oil change intervals that many quick lube places recommend. Toyota's engineers designed these engines to run best with 5,000-mile oil changes using the correct weight synthetic oil. This small difference in interval timing has a massive impact on engine longevity. Transmission fluid is another crucial factor. While many manufacturers claim their transmission fluid is lifetime, Toyota's million-mile achievers all have one thing in common: regular transmission fluid changes every 60,000 miles. This simple maintenance step keeps the transmission shifting smoothly well beyond 300,000 miles. Here's something fascinating. Toyota's cooling systems are actually designed to handle much more stress than they typically encounter. This over-engineering means that with proper maintenance, including coolant changes every 60,000 miles, the engine runs at optimal temperature year after year. The suspension components on these SUVs deserve special attention too. While they might seem expensive to replace, Toyota's original parts often last twice as long as aftermarket alternatives. Mark Davis, a Toyota master technician, explains, "I've seen original ball joints last 200,000 miles, while aftermarket ones need replacement at 60,000. Let's talk about something that really shocks mechanics: the timing belt durability on these Toyotas. While most manufacturers recommend timing belt replacement at 60,000 miles, Toyota's belts consistently last beyond 90,000 miles. However, don't push your luck here. The smart move is to replace it at 90,000 miles to maintain that legendary reliability. The Highlander's success story continues with the latest hybrid models. Tom Rodriguez, a rideshare driver in Chicago, has put 380,000 miles on his 2018 Highlander Hybrid. The regenerative braking system means I've only had to replace the brake pads once, he reports. The savings in maintenance alone have paid for the vehicle. But here's where it gets really interesting. These Toyota SUVs aren't just lasting longer, they're holding their value better too. A study by Kelley Blue Book showed that high-mileage Toyota SUVs retain about 15% more value than their competitors at similar mileages. This means you're not just buying a vehicle, you're making an investment. Let's address the elephant in the room: cost of ownership. While Toyota SUVs might cost more upfront, the math tells an interesting story. Take the Land Cruiser for example. Over a 300,000-mile lifespan, owners report spending an average of 12 cents per mile on maintenance and repairs. Compare that to luxury European SUVs that often cost 25 cents to 30 cents per mile to maintain. The 4Runner's reputation for reliability has created an interesting phenomenon in the used car market. 5-year-old 4Runners with over 100,000 miles often sell for just 20% less than their original purchase price. This incredible value retention is a direct result of their proven longevity. Here's something most people don't know about these high-mileage Toyota SUVs. The engine management systems are programmed differently than most manufacturers. Toyota's conservative engine mapping means these engines rarely operate under peak stress, even when you're pushing hard. This engineering philosophy prioritizes longevity over maximum performance. The Sequoia's success in reaching high mileage comes with an interesting caveat. Owners who regularly tow heavy loads report similar longevity to those who don't, a testament to Toyota's overbuilt design philosophy. Most other SUVs show significantly more wear when used for regular towing. Let's talk about real-world durability testing. Toyota's testing facility in Arizona subjects these SUVs to conditions far worse than they'll ever face in regular use. Engineers run them continuously in 120-degree heat through sandstorms and over-punishing terrain. This extreme testing explains why they handle regular use with such ease. The modern electronics in these SUVs deserve special mention. While many vehicles suffer from electrical gremlins as they age, Toyota's systems show remarkable durability. The simple reason? Toyota typically waits several years before implementing new electronic features, ensuring they're thoroughly tested and proven reliable. Here's a fascinating detail about Toyota's manufacturing process. Every engine is cold tested before installation. This means they run each engine without fuel, using compressed air to check for proper assembly and clearances. This extra step catches potential issues before they become problems down the road. The paint and corrosion protection on these SUVs is another often overlooked factor in their longevity. Toyota uses a multi-stage painting process that includes electrodeposition coating, the same process used on much more expensive luxury vehicles. This explains why you see so many older Toyota SUVs without the rust issues that plague their competitors. Let's dive deeper into what makes these engines last so long. The 4.7-liter V8 found in many Toyota SUVs uses a cast iron block, considered old technology by some, but there's a reason. This robust design handles heat cycling better than aluminum blocks, leading to fewer head gasket issues even after hundreds of thousands of miles. David Chen, a Toyota master technician in Seattle, shares something fascinating. I've torn down several Toyota V8s with over 400,000 miles. The cylinder wall wear is minimal, often less than 0.002 inches. That's unheard of in most other brands. This exceptional durability comes from Toyota's cylinder liner technology and precise manufacturing tolerances. The Highlander's success with hybrid technology deserves a closer look. Unlike other manufacturers who pushed the limits of their battery systems, Toyota intentionally uses only 60% of the hybrid battery's total capacity. This conservative approach means the batteries often last beyond 200,000 miles without significant degradation. Here's a remarkable case study. The Henderson family in Montana has 3 Toyota SUVs in their fleet: a Land Cruiser, 4Runner, and Sequoia. Combined mileage, over 1.2 million miles. "We do nothing special," says Jim Henderson. "Just follow the maintenance schedule and use genuine Toyota parts." These vehicles have paid for themselves many times over. Let's talk about the transmission engineering. Toyota's A750F automatic transmission, used in several of their SUVs, is essentially a commercial-grade unit. The torque converter is larger than necessary, the fluid capacity is generous, and the cooling system is oversized. These features explain why these transmissions often last the life of the vehicle. The suspension system tells another story of over-engineering. The control arms are built with more metal than necessary, the bushings are larger than they need to be, and the ball joints are designed with extra surface area. This means even with heavy use, these components often last twice as long as competitors. A lesser-known fact about these Toyota SUVs is their electrical system design. The wiring harnesses use larger gauge wire than necessary, and connections are double-sealed against moisture. This might seem like overkill, but it's why you rarely see electrical issues even in high-mileage examples. Mary Thompson's 2005 Sequoia has an interesting story. After 425,000 miles, she decided to have the engine compression tested out of curiosity. The results? All cylinders showed readings within 7% of factory specifications. The mechanic couldn't believe it, she recalls. He tested it twice just to be sure. The 4Runner's frame deserves special mention. Toyota uses fully boxed frame rails with additional cross members compared to competitors. While this adds weight, it provides exceptional durability. Mechanics report seeing 20-year-old 4Runners with frames that look nearly new underneath, even in salt belt states. Here's something interesting about the Land Cruiser's air conditioning system. It's actually designed to handle temperatures up to 140 degrees Fahrenheit or 60 degrees Celsius. This overbuilding means that in normal conditions, the system operates well below its limits, contributing to its legendary reliability. The braking system on these SUVs reveals another aspect of Toyota's engineering philosophy. The brake rotors are typically thicker than necessary, and the brake lines use a higher grade of steel. This means brake components often last 50% longer than those on comparable SUVs. Let's look at fuel system durability. The fuel pumps Toyota uses are rated for much higher flow rates than needed. This means they run at lower stress levels, explaining why many owners report original fuel pumps lasting beyond 300,000 miles. Compare this to other manufacturers where fuel pump replacement is common at 100,000 miles. The cooling system in these Toyota SUVs deserves a deeper look. The radiator cores are typically 20% larger than necessary for the engine size. It's like having a swimming pool when you only need a bathtub, explains veteran mechanic Pete Martinez. These engines run so cool that internal wear is minimized even after hundreds of thousands of miles. Take Lisa Rodriguez's 2007 Land Cruiser, for instance. At 468,000 miles, she had her first coolant system pressure test. The results? Still holding factory specifications. The technician said he'd never seen anything like it, Lisa shares. Even the original radiator cap was maintaining proper pressure. The oil delivery system tells another fascinating story of over-engineering. Toyota uses oil pumps with significantly higher flow rates than required, and oil galleries, the pathways that deliver oil, are larger than industry standards. This means critical engine components receive abundant lubrication even when the oil starts to age. Here's something most people don't realize about Toyota's 4.0-liter V6 engine found in the 4Runner. It's essentially a detuned version of a more powerful engine. Running at lower stress levels means these engines often reach 400,000 miles without ever needing their valve covers removed. The Sequoia's chassis design reveals Toyota's commitment to longevity. The frame rails are fully boxed and significantly thicker than necessary. I've seen these frames take serious abuse off-road and still maintain perfect alignment, notes off-road instructor Mike Williams. After 300,000 miles, they're often still as straight as the day they left the factory. Let's talk about the transfer case in 4-wheel drive models. Toyota uses a chain-driven system rather than gear-driven, but here's the twist. The chain is rated for 3 times the maximum torque the engine can produce. This explains why transfer case failures are virtually unheard of in these vehicles. The door hinges might seem like a minor detail, but they showcase Toyota's attention to durability. Each hinge uses larger pins and bushings than necessary, with multiple grease points. That's why you rarely see sagging doors on high-mileage Toyota SUVs, while it's a common issue with competitors. Consider Robert Chen's 2010 Highlander Hybrid. After 395,000 miles, he decided to have his transmission fluid analyzed by a lab. The results surprised even Toyota engineers. The fluid showed wear metals well below what's typical for even 100,000-mile vehicles. This speaks to the effectiveness of Toyota's transmission cooling system design. The steering system components tell another story of exceptional engineering. The power steering pumps use a unique vane design that reduces internal wear. I've seen these pumps last 300,000 miles in hot climates, says Toyota specialist Sarah Thompson. Most other manufacturers consider 150,000 miles good performance. Here's an interesting detail about the alternator design. Toyota uses oversized bearings and heavy-duty rectifiers. While this makes the alternators slightly more expensive to produce, it results in exceptional longevity. Many owners report original alternators lasting beyond 250,000 miles. The exhaust system durability is particularly impressive. Toyota uses higher grade stainless steel and thicker materials than most competitors. I've seen 15-year-old Land Cruisers with original exhaust systems that look almost new underneath, reports Rust Belt mechanic John Anderson, even in areas where road salt is heavily used. Let's examine the starter motor design. Toyota uses a reduction gear system that puts less stress on the starter motor itself. Combined with high-quality solenoids, this explains why many of these SUVs reach 300,000 miles on their original starter, unheard of in most other vehicles. The evidence is clear. These Toyota SUVs aren't just built to last, they're engineered to exceed expectations. But before we wrap up, let me share one final story that puts everything in perspective. Last month, I met John Martinez, a retired mechanic who's documented over 50 Toyota SUVs passing the 500,000 mile mark in his 35-year career. His conclusion? It's not just luck or good maintenance, it's intentional over-engineering at every single point. Here's what it all comes down to. While other manufacturers design their vehicles to last through the warranty period, Toyota designs their SUVs to last generations. The proof is in the numbers. More Toyota SUVs reach 500,000 miles than any other brand, and it's not even close. If you're thinking about buying a high-mileage Toyota SUV, remember these key points. Regular maintenance is crucial, but these vehicles are forgiving even when maintenance isn't perfect. Original Toyota parts might cost more, but they typically last twice as long as aftermarket alternatives. The initial investment pays off in longevity and reliability. These vehicles often retain their value exceptionally well, even with high mileage. But here's something that might shock you. Even these incredibly durable SUVs have their weak points. In our next video, we'll reveal the specific years and models to avoid, along with the warning signs that could save you thousands in repairs. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that crucial information. Remember, hitting 500,000 miles isn't just a dream, it's an achievable reality with these Toyota SUVs. As mechanics continue to be amazed by their longevity, one thing becomes clear. Toyota's commitment to building vehicles that last isn't just marketing, it's engineered into every component, every system, and every model they produce. Thanks for watching, and if you own a high-mileage Toyota SUV, share your story in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights into the world's most reliable vehicles. Until next time, keep those wheels turning.